27 September around, NNPC confirmed the extension of this existing contract for another year. Then I was negotiating with Glencore the new terms, where the prepayment was $1 million instead of 900,000. And the MOU was signed in Zug. Voilà. And before the MOU, before signing the MOU, I even called the President Jammeh, the ex-President Jammeh, to tell him, look, this is the terms of the contract, and to confirm with the person at the meeting that I have only the power of signing the MOU and nothing else. Voilà. And on the other hand, the minister will sign the renewal of the contract on behalf of the Republic of the Gambia. After talking to him, I have passed him David Ford on the phone, who thanks him for the confidence given to Glencore. And later, we learn, after we have done all those things, we paid into a Gambia government account. We learned that he has given the same contract to another company. He have given the contract to another company, that he have cancelled this to give it after he has received the prepayment. Just to let you know that this whole issue, we were more victim than we were talking. And he has given to another company, of which Glencore has even taken him to court in the High Court of London, and of which I have to make an affidavit. The affidavit you have sent me, I am confirming that affidavit that we took the Gambia government to court for breaching the contract and the payment of that. It was given prepayment. Even for that, once again, I would like to, Mr. Chairman and their council, to tell you that I had that courage at that time in front of Mr. Jammeh to tell him what he has done was not right. And for that,
sorry, could you repeat that? The line is fading a little.
For NIA.
Sorry, Mr. Sarr, could you stop for a moment? We are losing you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We carry on, let's try.
Okay. I said at that time I came to Banjul and tell him that what he has done it's not right, and I made an affidavit in favor of Glencore, because as you stated, front of the Quran, and when you're a Muslim, you're doing things right, not even in front of President Jammeh. And I've been even, they took me to NIA for 6 days in a cell. All that happened, but that is another matter. Voilà.
Indeed. Have you concluded? Hello?
I'm sorry. Yes.
Going back to the contract.
This is the thing. And after they took him to, they took the Gambia government to High Court of London. I think after he repaid the $1 million to Shatrid, and the contract was over. But that was the end of the crude oil saga, of which I was involved, even though there was other crude oil involved. There was other crude oil of which I was not involved at all.
All right. Mr. Sarr, just going back to the beginning of your narrative in connection to the crude oil, you said the president informed you that Nigeria had offered us this opportunity. How did the president come to inform you? What was your
Because,
connection to the president before you became involved in the crude oil?
I told you, I have to, when
You told us you were involved in the release of 2 Frenchmen and
yes,
nationals.
well, from there, I had to, I won the international support for the Gambia at that time because it was a military government.
Okay, let me rephrase the question. Why were you approached to assist the president in the matter of the crude oil?
Because I had a very, I had a very good relation into the oil market, into the finance market, and also in Nigeria, where I knew a lot of big people.
What was your relationship with the oil market at the time?
I know them because I was involved in a lot of other financing of other investment in the oil sector, and I know all the big men in the market, and I know also the people in Nigeria.
So how did the president know that you could be useful to him?
Because,
were you introduced
because we were
to him?
discussing about that, and maybe the President Abacha told him that you have Mr. Sarr who know about this, and that's why he informed me.
I'm not getting you clearly. You said you were talking about it.
Yes, we were talking about the oil and the Nigerian relation. And maybe somebody from Nigeria told him that Mr. Sarr know about it very good.
It was the president that approached you, or you approached the president about this crude oil matter?
No, he informed me. We talked about it, and he informed me that he has obtained from President Abacha agreement for that.
Okay. What were you specifically involved in at the time that brought you close to the president?
I told you I was
Well, specifically, not in general terms, Mr. Sarr, but specifically, was there anything you were involved with the president?
Not really, no. I was just helping the Gambia government and the people of the Gambia to get a TV, which I succeed, to get the improvement of Gamtel, of which I succeed, to get some financing for the Gambia Coastal Road, which I succeed.
Okay.
To help some people, I was not involved directly to get the new airport to be financed of $12 million, which we succeed.
When you say we, is it the Omni Group or yourself, Samuel Sarr?
No. It's Samuel Sarr. Has a Gambian, has a Gambian born and Senegalese nationality, and Senegambia.
At this time, I just want to be clear, at least for the record. Were you working for any company, or were you just here on your own at this time?
No, I was here on my own, helping Sogia to get out from the legal issue, which was with MSG. I was here on my own to get Thompson and the French government to help the Gambian government to obtain a TV. I was here on my own to get Gamtel to strengthen their relation with France Telecom, with their subsidiary called Sofracom.
All right.
I was here to, in my capacity of a friend of a brother as Alimenta managing director, to try to sort out their problem in the Gambia.
Mr. Sarr, did you go with a mission, including Mr. Batata Jawara, to Nigeria to sign the contract with the Nigeria government?
Yes, I was part of that delegation with Batata Juara, who has the power of attorney of the Minister of Trade.
Who else was part of the delegation to go to Nigeria?
There was this ambassador, I forget his name.
Is it Mr. Mabajob?
I forget his name. Anyway, Mr. Batata Juara was the one who has the power of attorney to sign. And from the Minister of Trade, I think was Dominic Mendy at that time, who has received instruction from the ex-president Jammeh to give power of attorney to Batata Juara, for him to sign this.
Okay, the mission was for the agreement to be signed with the Nigeria National Oil
Yes.
Petroleum Corporation.
Yes, madam.
What was your role? At the time you were not a public officer. What was your role?
I was a facilitator only. I know some people at a very high rank I know some people at a very high rank in Nigeria at a very, very high rank. And I was just a facilitator, that's it, accompanying Mr. Juara on behalf of the President Jammeh.
Okay, what was it that you were facilitating? Because as at this time, we have communication to show that the arrangement had, in principle, been agreed with the government of Nigeria.
No, facilitation, that means I had good relation with the people from NNPC, the Nigerian, National Nigerian Petroleum Company. I have very good relation with, at that time, the President Abacha, of which, and his vice president, and it was just to, I was there as a facilitator, as one, voila.
Yes, I understand what you said about facilitator, but as you know, the words come from facilitating, and that's what we need to understand since you are not a public officer. What exactly was your role in this mission?
I am not a public officer, but Madam Council, dear Chairman, you can, if you know how if you know how government works, you will understand that nothing is through the normal channel first. It has to be some facilitator around everywhere in the world, including, it's like that. I was.
Mr. Saad, we are trying to understand.
I was involved to help the Gambia. I was involved to help. I commit myself to help the Gambia to one international support and assistance based.
Mr. Saad, if we can just focus on this mission, this specific mission. We need to understand.
Yeah, but that's why I'm asking you asked me what is facilitator. I said I was committed myself to one international support and assistance for the Gambia.
I heard
that's why I was there.
Mm-hmm. I heard you. I did hear you. Mm-hmm. What we need to understand is if there is anything specific as to the role you played when you got to Nigeria. You were on this mission. What we understand is that they were going to sign an agreement on behalf of the government. A power of attorney had been given to a member of the mission to sign the agreement. We want to understand your specific role, if any, that you played on this mission.
Nothing else to make it happen. Just to go there, open the door to the managing director, President Abacha, and to accelerate the process. That's it. I had no signature, neither the power of attorney.
How much oil was agreed to be lifted by the government of the Gambia from Nigeria?
It's 20,000 barrels a day.
What was was there a maximum amount? Or
no, but
it was just 20,000 a day for 12 months?
I want you to make it clear. When they telling the Nigeria government since I think the creation of ECOWAS, they have accepted and give to the ECOWAS countries some barrel. It's not only in the Gambia it happened everywhere in all the ECOWAS countries. And before Jammeh, the President Jawara the government of President Jawara was enjoying it also. It's not something specific to the Gambia government. Togo, all the ECOWAS country, they're all enjoying that grant that they're giving you to help you help the Gambia government. But on that, you have maybe 17 to 22 cents by barrel that you should get as a government. It's not you selling it to a trader. The trader will give you 17 to 22 cents depending the oil market. And
Mr. Saad, actually my question was in order for us to understand how much oil was agreed, if it was agreed, to be lifted by Gambia government through this facility.
It was 20,000 barrels a day.
For 12 months.
20,000 barrels a day.
So we can buy
for 12 months.
So you are saying the maximum would be for a 12-month contract every day 20,000, and whatever that number gives us is what was agreed.
Yes, but you have to multiply it by 19 cents, not the price of the barrel. This is what I'm trying to
I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about the quantity of oil. Whether there was an agreement about the quantity, the total quantity of oil to be lifted.
No, in fact, it's 20,000 barrels a day, but it's 8 cargo a year.
8?
Cargo of 900, 8 cargo.
8 cargo.
8 cargo, 8 cargo a year.
Do you have the copy of the contract?
Each cargo you have 900,000 barrels a day. 900,000 barrels on each cargo.
900,000 barrels.
How many barrels? Yeah, you have to do 8 than 900,000, which is the whole. But when they say, because you have to take into account that when they say 20,000 barrels a day, it's a reference. But they don't work on Sunday, they don't work on holidays, but it's 8 cargo a year.
Okay, thank you. You seem to be referring to a document. What document is that?
Which document?
You seem to be referring to a document.
Which document?
Are you referring to a document?
Which document?
No, I don't know. I'm just asking. Are you referring to a document which you can share with the Commission?
Did I tell you? Did I refer to any document?
No, I can see you that you were holding a document.
No, I always have my document. I have my statement.
Okay, the line is breaking. Mr. Sal, did you keep... The line is breaking. Just hold on a moment. Did you keep a copy of the agreement that was signed in Nigeria?
No, I have no copy of those things. I was not. I was only facilitator. I was not. I was only facilitated because of my knowledge of the oil market, with also my relation with the federal Nigerian government. But I had no document on that. The document was signed and sealed, and you should get it at the Minister of Trade or at the President's office. But I have nothing, I have no copy of that.
All right, thank you. Let's move on to the lifting aspect. We understand you to be saying that you assisted the Gambia government in identifying a trader.
Yeah.
To do the lifting.
Yes.
Okay, and this trader, you said, according to what you have explained, is Glencore through its subsidiary Chantrils.
Yes.
Now we have an agreement, one which was signed on the 23rd of August 1996 between Chantrils Commercial SA of Panama and the government of and the Republic of the Gambia, which was, as you indicated, signed by Mr. Batata Jawara, it would appear, on behalf of the government. That's the agreement you're talking about.
Yes, I think so.
Now,
Yes.
okay. Now, what was the role of Omni in the execution of this agreement?
The role of Omni Group was just to receive all the document.
To receive? Sorry?
Not the document, but you know, when you're making an execution, you have a lot of facts at that time. Voila, it was just because they choose their subsidiary in Panama and they need office in Europe. Voila, they were sending some documents in Omni Group Finance. That's it. Nothing else than a facilitator.
This agreement that I referred to indicates that all payments will be made to a Swiss bank account. This is clause 4, sub 4 of the agreement. It says all payments shall be made by CC, by Chantrils, that is the, yes, by Chantrils, CCSA, Chantrils SA of Panama, to a bank account number J36650-70 at the United Overseas Bank, 11 Quai des Barges, 1211 Geneva, Switzerland. The agreement does not indicate the name on the bank account. What was the name of the holder of the account?
I guess, and it was the Gambia government account. It was a Gambia government account.
Unfortunately,
it was given
nothing
at that time by the Ministry of Finance. It was a Gambia government account.
This account in Switzerland was given by the Minister of Finance.
Oh yes, it was given by that time the Minister of Finance gave us. It was a Gambia government account.
This account in Switzerland. Who was the Minister of Finance, as far as you can recollect?
I don't recall. I don't recall. You check at that time who was the Minister of Finance. You must have get all the record more refreshing than me.
This agreement between Chantrils and the Republic of the Gambia, you said that you facilitated the agreement.
Yes.
Did you also facilitate the guarantee that was then secured and given by the bank Indo-Suez?
Yeah, you know, this is what I tell you. When you sign a contract with NNPC, you must give a guarantee to NNPC, and they give it on behalf, I think, I don't recall, but it was part of the condition. We have fulfilled all the condition on that.
The documents we have, which are the documents from the court in the High Court in England, which you mentioned, indicate that Bank Indo-Suez issued a bank guarantee dated 23rd August 1996 to the Republic of the Gambia, care of Omni Group. 3 Rue Duras, I think if that is how you pronounce it, Duras, 75008 Paris. So according to the documents that I have, Omni Group was representing the interests of the government of the Gambia as far as the lifting of the oil is concerned. Is that correct?
Yeah. What is correct is when they signed the agreement, there was some condition to be fulfilled, and in between we tell them, okay, but you have to give us a guarantee of the prepayment that you will give. They give us a guarantee before they something. We secure the Gambia government interest telling them to give us the guarantee that they will give the prepayment.
Mr. Sarr, is it correct to say that Omni Group, which is the group that you work for, was representing the Gambia government in relation to the lifting of the oil by the Glencore subsidiary, Chantris Commercial SA?
No, it's not right, because it's the Gambia government contract. If it was facility of, once again,
okay.
We were not. We were facilitator of the transaction.
All right, we hear what you're saying. The contract was negotiated by Omni, is that correct? The contract between Chantrils, the Glencore subsidiary, and the government was negotiated by Omni?
No, it was not Omni.
Who negotiated the contract? Because as far as we understand, Mr. Batate Jawara was there together with yourself.
I've been asked to help to facilitate for the execution of the contract, and we help, yes, to negotiate, to give all the information to the Gambia government in order for them to know what's let them, like, because what happened, I think somebody has proposed to them 10 cents, and somebody, when they called and we told them no, you should get more than that, and this is how we help them, to give them how the oil market is going, and and this is how we help them to facilitate for the execution of this. But
according to
I'm sorry, dear Chairman and Madam Consul, we're talking something of which we were victimized.
We'll come to that. We have read your statement, but Mr. Sarr, we need to understand first.
He cancelled the contract.
This commission needs to understand exactly what happened.
Yes.
So far, we've heard from Mr. Batate Jawara, and according to his evidence, he was there, and the only other person who was there purportedly on behalf of the Gambia government was yourself. And according to him, his role was to sign once you have confirmed that an agreement had been entered into and he had clearance to sign on behalf of the government. That's why we just want to have it clear. Now, the guarantee that was issued by the bank states that, which is bank guarantee in favor of the Republic of the Gambia, care of Omni Group, and with the Omni address 3 Rue Duras, 75008 Paris. And the guarantee states, Chantrils Commercial SA, the buyer, has a binding contract to make payments to the Republic of the Gambia, care of Omni Group, 3 Rue Duras, 75008 Paris, under the terms of the agreement, running the operation with supply contract from Nigeria. And I ask you, Mr. Sarr, was Omni Group the account holder of this account in Switzerland?
No. It was not Omni Group. Huh?
Was not an Omni Group account?
No. It was not
because Chantrils were the traders. They sold the oil and were to pay the Gambia government what was agreed, which was 20 cents per barrel. So whose name was on this account? Because the name of the account holder was omitted from the agreement.
This account was given by the Minister of Finance. If you see,
he gave it to you yourself?
I don't know, he gave it to Batata or to the president. I don't recall. For the state of the record, if it was Omni Group Finance account, they will state it that it's in favor of the Gambia government. The guarantee was in favor of Gambia government with the care of. Care of means administratively we were taking care of the administrative, but if it was the Gambia government, if it was Omni Group Finance, they will put a guarantee on the name of the guarantee of Omni Group Finance. But in this case, the guarantee, if you have rated the guarantee, it's in favor of the Gambia government, that the account was in the name of the Gambia government. If not, the guarantee will be in favor of Omni Group Finance, of which the payment will be going there. We're just care of.
Do you know when the account was opened?
I really don't know all those details. You should ask the Minister of Finance. That you're talking about things which happened in '96. I know that for sure it was not the Omni Group Finance account. The guarantee was not in favor of Omni Group, but in favor of the Gambia government. And I do believe that the Gambia government was the owner of that account. And if you check that account, was opened well before this crude oil business. Huh?
All right. Can you tell this commission how much money was paid into that account by Chantrils?
By Chantril, I
under
think
this contract?
The first time it was $900,000 US. I think it was $900,000 US. And after there was another, for the second one, it was $1 million, of which one part was asked to be paid in the Gambia, if I recall.
Mr. Sar, the
Yes,
agreement
madam.
shows that there was to be an advance payment to be
Yes.
made to into the account.
Of 900,000.
960,000.
Yeah, 900,000, 900.
Now, I'm not talking about the advance payment. I'm talking about, I'm talking about the total amount that Chantrils paid into that account for the benefit of the Gambia government pursuant to the terms of the agreement.
Yeah, no, the advance payment, what you, look, this is what I tell you. You take 19 cents times 20,000 barrels a day.
The agreement says 20 cents.
900,000
20 cents.
barrel times, you will see that this is the amount. The advance payment is in fact, the payment they're paying, because it's only cents they're paying.
It's 20 cents per barrel. 20 cents per barrel.
This is this.
That's
yeah,
what the
20
agreement
cents.
says.
You take 20 cents times 900,000 barrel by cargo times 8.
The agreement talks about a maximum of, it says payment, CSCA shall pay 20 cents per barrel up to a maximum of 7,300,000.
Yeah.
Does that help in assisting the commission determine how much exactly was earned?
No, you put 20 cents, what I times 900,000 barrel times 8 cargo, which is around the amount.
We will do the calculation. You are saying
Yes,
the agreement says 20 cents per barrel up to a maximum of 7,300,000 barrels. 7,300,000 barrels. Now, according to you, I suppose 8 trips of 900,000.
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
It's always, yes.
That's 7,200,000 barrels. I suppose the difference seems to be. Right. We'll do the calculation. But what we have not been able to find, Mr. Sar, is the money. The money that was paid into this bank account. Do you know what happened to the funds that were paid into this bank account?
No, I really don't know I know it was paying to that bank account, which was in the responsibility of the Gambia government and the Minister of Finance.
What was how much was Omni paid?
No, Omni was paid by the French government.
Omni was paid by?
We were paid not in this account.
Sorry, I can't hear you. Omni was?
Omni was asked by the French government to help the Gambia. We were not paid by any deals we made.
On this oil, on this lifting of crude oil, was the French government interested in the lifting of crude oil?
No, the French government was not interested. Don't tell me what I don't say, madam. I never say that. I said we were not paid on each, helping the Gambia on each deal.
We need to understand, if you are helping the Gambia on this, on each deal, and you are being paid by the French government, are you saying that the French government was in any way interested or involved in this lifting of crude oil?
No, not at all. They are not interested, they are not involved in this.
Okay, so was Omni paid, or were you paid for your facilitation services?
No, we were not paid on this.
Omni was not paid. Is that what you're saying?
No, not by the Gambia government.
Were you paid by Chantrils?
Not by Chantrils.
So you are saying to us that the trouble you took to go to Nigeria, then go to Paris and arrange this agreement was all for free. Is that what you're saying?
It was not paid. You asked me, madam, you asked me if it was paid by the Gambia government. I say no. If it was paid by Chantril, I say no. But for sure, we had our cost of trips paid, our cost of going to trips, going to Nigeria and so on, reimbursed by something else which has nothing to do with the Gambia government. Madam, I am on the oath front of Allah.
No, that's fine.
I'm on the oath front of Allah. I would like just to state that again. Voila.
Yes.
I am on the oath front of Allah.
Thank you for reminding us. Mr. Batata Jawara gave evidence before this commission, and I'd just like to give you the opportunity to react to things that he said for the record. Did you listen to what Mr. Batata Jawara said?
And Mrs. Counsel, I asked you those documents that you should have sent me, and I guess you stated that your commission have procedure, and I guess in this kind of procedure you should have at least sent to the people, to the person that you are asking question, all those documents for him to verify and to have a clear answer here. Because if you have procedure, I'm sorry to say it, first you should have procedure with I should have procedure with your investigator, of which your investigator should ask me, give me this document. But nevertheless, I will proceed, but I have no document on what Batata or whatever has said. And I stated on my email.
Mr. Sir, let me just be precise. I'm not talking about any document. I'm talking about the testimony of Mr. Batata Jawara, who testified before this commission. His testimony can be heard obtained from YouTube or from IT Africa. Did you listen to his testimony, any part of what he said?
No, you should have just tell me that, Mr. Sar, you have this testimony of Batata on YouTube or whatever. Me, I asked you by email, is there any document or any material document for me to refresh my memory? I have no answer up to now. I have no document. But
Mr.
we
Sar,
can proceed,
as I said,
no problem.
it is unfortunate if you did not get the documents which we sent for you to refresh your memory. But I understand that since last week you have been informed. If you would listen, we will have a conversation about it. You have been told since last week that the documents have been sent through our Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and who have told us they have sent it to the embassy, our embassy in Dakar. So I do not know what happened to the documents, but we have also been informed by the embassy in Dakar that they have sent it, as is the procedure through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Senegal. So we will try to find out what happened to the documents.
No,
but
madam,
meanwhile,
madam,
listen,
madam,
if you,
madam,
if
I
will tell you, I will tell you what.
I think, please, if you allow me, because I'm proceeding without those documents. But since May, I've been asked to send it to me. They said they send it direct to here. They send it here. They send it here. I give you my email.
Mr. Sar, can we make some progress, please?
Please.
No,
I have to.
No, yeah, but
hold
Mr.
it,
Chairman,
hold
I'm
it.
sorry. Mr. Chairman, with all the authority
Hold it,
you have,
please.
with your
Hold it.
permission, I just want to
No,
say...
I won't give him permission. Just listen, please.
What? I'm sorry?
I say just listen.
I'm sorry?
The chairman
Yes,
that's talking to you.
Yeah.
I mean, you have raised this point of service of documents. You have raised the point many times. You have volunteered to carry on with your evidence despite the fact that you have claimed not to have received the documents. So why revert to the same subject matter? Remember, we don't have a lot of time in this commission. So, frankly, we cannot allow
Mr. Chairman, with
this
all the
matter to be
respect I
repeated.
have, with all the due respect I have, I'm sitting here also, I respect your commission. She just asking me a testimony of Batata Juara that I did not know, I did not have. I send them an email, tell me what document I should go. If she have told me, or if they told me that I should just go on YouTube to check Batata Juara on phone, I will go. This is only what I'm saying. I did not go because I did not know. I asked them, is there any material document? And I am sorry, I think your commission does not have time, but I'm sorry, I'm here front of you in order to answer question. By myself also, I don't have time, but I take the opportunity today to do it.
Yes, but it's easy if you do not have, if you did not have the document, and we are not in a position now to say whether or not the document was served on you. If because of the fact that you have not got the document, you cannot answer, simply say you cannot answer on account of you not having seen the document. But to revert to the story, that is what we do not want. I hope
I do understand you, Mr. Chairman.
Very well.
I do understand you.
Very well.
But I'm not reverting. I'm just saying this document. I have not seen the testimony of Mr. Batata Juara. But maybe if she can proceed, I have no problem.
Fine. So make it short. All right? We can go ahead now. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Sar, Mr. Batata Jawara said a few things which I'm going to draw to your attention. It's up to you to react if you wish.
By the French government, and he was reluctant And I guess Batata Jawara and others has made it very clear about he's part of the people. He was not the only guy, but he was part of the people.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's proceed. Since you did you travel with Mr. Batata Jawara to Niamey in Niger?
I travel with Mr. Batata Jawara, yes, and before that we were in Paris.
Sorry, I didn't hear that. Could you repeat what you said?
Well, before that we were in Paris.
Did you travel with Mr. Batata Jawara to Niamey, Niger?
Yes, we were in Paris together, and from there we went to Niger.
What was your mission with Mr. Jawara, who was
Madam,
a public officer?
I think if Mr. Batata Jawara can have the irresponsibility to talk about it, let him tell what was the mission.
I'm asking you, Mr. Sarr.
It was. I'm sorry.
I'm asking you, Mr. Sarr. What was your mission?
The mission was to meet some people.
Did you facilitate any transaction in Niger concerning the delivery of cash, CFA cash, to Mr. Batata Jawara?
Yes.
Was this on behalf of the ex-president?
I'm sorry?
Was it on behalf of the ex-president?
On behalf of, anyway, Batata was in charge of it. Batata was in charge of it. I went there. They have to, on behalf of the ex-president.
Batata says you were in charge of the mission. And he merely carried out your instructions.
Batata is his responsibility. I think if I did not need Batata, if I was in charge of the mission, I did not need. Okay? I think if I was in charge of the mission, I will not take Batata with me on this case.
Mr. Batata Jawara said he was there to merely collect a suitcase of funds.
Did he tell you how much?
He couldn't tell us how much, no. Maybe you can tell us how much.
No, Batata should tell you. He told you that he collect cash. He should tell you how much cash.
Is the problem at this end or the other end? I don't think the witness is picking the call. Is he? Is he picking? Dr. Four. Oh, okay. Keep it over here. It's on the other side. Mr. Chairman, he's not picking? He left. All right. Mr. Chairman, I understand from the technician that the witness is not online. So we have another witness. Sorry, I understand he's not online. They can't even see him.
Well, has left. The witness has...
He's dropped the call, I think.
Okay.
Can you confirm the status of affairs? What does he say? I understand the witness is saying he's calling, trying to call us, but he's not getting us. Mr. Chairman, I would suggest giving the time at our disposal that we'll send him a list of questions, interrogatories by email, which he can answer and make a further statement on.
Yes, I think that's a good idea.
Very well. Under the circumstances, we'll adjourn his testimony and request that he provides a statement on matters that are outstanding. I will recall Mr. Modlamin Jiba and Mr. Usman Jobate together for cross-examination at the instance of Mr. Muhammad Bazi and Fadima Zegi. Can you disconnect, please? Thank you.
Very well, we'll rise. We'll be back in 10 minutes.